Howard Harris, Doctor of Musical Arts, is a recording artist with Music World Entertainment. He's active as a composer, author, and performing artist, along with serving as professor of music and director of jazz studies at Texas Southern University. His works cover diverse genres of jazz, classical, and gospel. Harris pursues a mission of illustrating the beauty of American classical music, jazz. In his words, not only is this music a unique American art form that grew out of Black African rhythms and Negro spirituals, it is a valid and powerful medium for gospel. My music is also my ministry. A maestro of gospel arts has many sacred works to his credit. His musical play, Turn on the Light, and his sacred jazz cantata, Free as a Bird, have been presented in Houston, New York, and Toronto, Canada. Other projects include the CD, Be Blessed, and the CD version of Free as a Bird, the latter to be released on the Spirit Rising label of Music World Entertainment. On another front, Howard Harris, the composer, to date, is the only Black Houstonian to have had a work performed by the Houston Symphony Orchestra. Others include the Baltimore, New Orleans, Fort Worth, and Savannah Orchestra. Harris's jazz music and trumpet playing can be heard on various albums of the Texas Southern University Jazz Ensemble, an album that features legendary artists of Houston, the rare ones Something Old, Something New. His colorful multi-talents are further displayed in the jazz educational video and DVD, Jazz, What It Is. As an author, he wrote The Jazz Method, Woodshed Studies, and with co-author William Fielder of Rutgers University, The Complete Book of Improvisation Composition. He also created a learning aid, the Howard Harris Play-Along Series. As a professor and also the founding director of the People's Workshop for the Arts, his former students and participants include Kirk Whalum, Beyonce Knowles, and Yolanda Adams. Dr. Harris is also available for concerts, improvisation clinics, and other educational presentations that include the titles Jazz, What It Is, and Old Wine into New Wine Schemes, the latter showing how to reset old hymns to new flavors. For bookings and information on how to obtain the products mentioned, please contact Howard Harris at hch@wt.net. Again, hch@wt.net. Telephone 281-923-6057. Again, 281-923-6057. P.O. Box 710408, Houston, Texas 77271, 0408. Again, P.O. Box 710408, Houston, Texas 77271, 0408. Thank you.
Jazz is royalty. Jazz is king. The Duke, the Count, Goodman, the Swing. Jazz is Bix, jazz is Bird, jazz is Miles, Clifford and Train. Jazz is Gil Evans, jazz is Bill Evans, the horns, the voices, the drums, the strings. Jazz is Mingus, Monk and Taylor, McCoy, Coleman, and other new things. Jazz is sunshine. Jazz is rain. To some, jazz is just a giant four-letter word that ain't about nothing to the real thing. Jazz is Ella. But you know, jazz has a phraseology of its own. It has its own scales. And the scales, instead of having 7 tones like that one, may have something like this. So that's a 5-tone scale. It's a pentatonic scale. And that scale is found in folk music from around the world, including music out of Africa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. You begin to get a different feeling. The basic spirit of jazz is improvisation, because 99% of what might be played is not written, it's improvised. Some jazz today is called smooth. It may feature an R&B or pop feeling, but certain common threads tie the various styles together. One common link, the 2 and 4 backbeat, was mentioned earlier. In the 1940s and 50s, the backbeat is brought out in the sock cymbal, but in the so-called smooth jazz, the backbeat is brought out mostly in the snare drum. Another common thread is the language of the melodic lines used by soloists. Though the harmony may be simpler than in the earlier styles, the cliches and nuances used by the bop masters like Charlie Parker are still utilized, as in this example from Rhapsody in You. The illustrator of freestyling or jazz improvisation that you are now hearing is Andre Hayward. He's my former student and former member of the Texas Southern University Jazz Ensemble. He's also the winner of the 2003 International Thelonious Monk competition, and presently he's a member of the Lincoln Center Orchestra under Wynton Marsalis.